And some of you may recognize this guy, some of you may not. Now, when Mr. Obama first got in office, we all remember when he gave his first State of the Union address, Joe Wilson said, "You lie." I'll never forget where I was at when that happened. I was on a ranch in Texas. And I'm sitting there watching it, and my mouth just dropped to the floor. I've never seen anybody disrespect the president through like that during the State of the Union. I mean, I've seen people sit down and not clap or whatnot, but to say "you lie." Now the guy pictured, that's not him, but understand what I'm getting to. Then we saw the Republicans try to challenge President Obama, and they looked like idiots, and they never did that again. They thought they was going to gang up on them, and he talked to them. He made them all look stupid. If y'all remember, I think they had some type of luncheon or something. Then President Obama wanted to address the schools, and the schools, I never seen the schools ever do this before. Talk about they didn't want the kids to watch the president address them or something like that, whatever. And while that was going on, as a black person, you said you never saw these different things. You never. I mean, in your mind, you knew they could happen, but because we never had a black, well, technically, he's our second black president, but he's the president that people recognize or reluctantly recognize, was getting all this hatred. As black people, we recognize it from our daily existence. So we knew that President Obama, at least those of us who were thinking, knew better, knew he was a proxy. So when it came time to the midterm elections come around, people who were Democrats, Independents, Republicans, gay, straight, who had issue with President Obama being president, and just had issues with black people, period, decided to pander to the worst fears or the lowest common denominator. So all of a sudden, all these people get into politics that never got into politics before. And they was running on a platform. They're going to change America. They're going to stop Obama. And Obama had a lot of common sense things that a lot of presidents probably wanted to put in play, or a lot of politicians. But these men and women didn't know a lot about politics. They just know they're going to get in and they're going to instruct everything. Well, Joe Walsh from Illinois is one of those people. From the moment he got in, he's been saying racist shit, and the media is giving him a wide berth, saying that he's a birther or he's a truther or whatever term they want to use. They would never call these people racist, because if we don't know what's in their heart, even though they've said racist things, but you have people thinking that, well, they didn't say the word nigger or you people or other terms that we traditionally spot as being racist, that it's not racist, but people think that blacks don't understand, pick up code language or whatnot. So this dude was calling Obama a terrorist, making not so subtle threats, talking about the black community and all this other stuff, bringing up Reverend Wright, all kinds of shit, getting on TV saying things. Then come to find out this motherfucker wasn't even taking care of his children. He had child support payments he didn't pay. But the national media, the Chicago media, didn't hound them like they were hounded black politicians or blacks that have been vocal about our truths in the community, or about our history. So this motherfucker thought he was going to run again. He was going to pander to that audience. Now, this motherfucker's a white supremacist. This motherfucker is friendly with neo-Nazis. Yeah, this motherfucker's right. This motherfucker got a radio show. Matter of fact, this motherfucker was invited to ABC Radio, or ABC Studio, not ABC, but WS Radio, which is owned by ABC. At least I still think it is. Who's the parent company? The Disney company. Disney owned Marvel Comics, Marvel Studios, Lucasfilms. Okay? Jim Henderson Productions. ESPN. So they allowed this motherfucker on the payroll. This motherfucker was spilling hate non-stop. So yesterday, when everybody was finding out about these police shootings, this is what this motherfucker tweeted. At that time, 3 Dallas cops killed, 7 wounded. This is now war. Watch out, Obama. Watch out, Black Lives Matter punks. Real America's coming after you. Now this tweet says so much. This is now war. How many white folk we've been hearing for years talking about they want a race war? Now remind you when I just said at the beginning of this, white supremacists, sympathizing neo-Nazis, that kind of thing. Watch out, Obama. That's a threat. Telling the president, you better watch the fuck out. Then he said, watch out, Black Lives Matter punks. That's another threat. Black Lives Matter and Obama ain't did shit to white folk. No, the idea that black folks are saying enough is enough. When he said real America's co-over saying white America is coming after you. And there were people who are non-black who picked up on this. Now this is not the first time this rotten motherfucker have said racist things. And I guess if people called his ass out and said, I wasn't calling for violence against Obama or anyone. Obama's words and Black Lives deeds have gotten cops killed. What words have Obama used to get white or cops? He's talking about white cops. He ain't talking about black cops. There have been black police officers have gotten killed, and I don't see this outrage. What Black Lives Matters deeds? What have Black Lives Matters done that have gotten cops killed? A lot of those police shootings had nothing to do with Black Lives Matter or Obama words. So Clive Bundy and his fathers, his son, them pointing weapons at those federal agents, those police officers, that was Black Lives Matter, that was Obama. Those white cops were sitting eating lunch at a Walmart, I think it was in a Subway, if I'm not mistaken, or a Domino's, I can't remember what kind of restaurant, when that white man and his wife, it was a part of that Clive Bundy went and killed those cops. That was Black Lives Matter. Those prisoners, those men that escaped from prison who have killed police officers over the last few years, that was Obama and Black Lives Matter. The women help people in these fucking prisoners try to sneak them out of jail. That's our fault. That's the black community fault. When you have a black suspect kill a police officer, a lot of times you have people doing it because of something happened, they pass, or mistreatment, or they derange. But we don't get that pass of being deranged. So that Afro kid who killed 4 people and went on a run, that's because of Black Lives Matter, huh? That's because of President Obama. So the school shootings and the workplace shootings, that's Black Lives Matter, President Obama's fault, right? Time for us to defend our cops. So you mean tell me you cool with a level of police department officers across the country? This is not just isolated to one part of the country. Across the country. I guess you forgot what was going on in San Francisco and going on in Los Angeles. Or what's going on here now in Chicago and the surrounding areas. I guess you forget about New York and these other places. Joe Walsh is a racist. Joe Walsh is a coward. Joe Walsh would go out here and spread this hatred to people who are not exposed, people who are not thinking or well intentioned, and they go out and they do the dirt work, and then you sit back and say, well, I didn't say that. You put that shit out there. Look, let me tell you something. I've been angry seeing brothers just get shot down. That I don't run on social media or even YouTube. I have to catch myself. And I told y'all, I said, y'all can say Harvey like you biting your words. I do, because I know it's consequences. Once that shit come out your mouth or you even type that shit, that's it. That's out there for the world to see. This motherfucker was raised in an environment, and I'm going to tell you something. Joe Walsh looked like guys that I went to school with and worked with or knew as neighbors. You hate the fact that the black guy down the street drove a better car than you, had a better looking woman than you, or that he was doing better, or he didn't jump when you say jump. See, when they say take the country back, they want to go back to the days where they can get away with doing and saying things to us and there was no consequences. See, when they used to turn, when I hear a person say the term PC, I don't know what I'm dealing with. This motherfucker made a threat. Now, I'm not if I'm not mistaken, if you threaten the president of the United States, you're supposed to go to jail for that shit. Look, I had no love for President Bush or for ex-President Cheney or Bill Clinton or Bush Sr. or Reagan. Had no love for them cats. I got no love for Jimmy Carter. I just don't. Because each one of them has said and done something very racist or racial. But I don't want to see them get hurt. And that's maybe our problem as black people. We're too damn compassionate. And then some of us, we bust because we've been too compassionate. Now we're all looked upon with suspicion. But we already looked upon with suspicion. This motherfucker don't even take care of his own kids. Gonna turn around and get mad at black. Like, how dare you niggas talk about their rights? We're the most hated people on the planet. Ain't done shit to nobody. One of these days, we're gonna realize that until we get right with each other, motherfuckers like this is gonna. This is why I tell people voting matters. Midterm elections matter. Local elections matter because you get people like this. Because they gerrymander these districts where they stay in certain power, position of power. This motherfucker should be nowhere near the airways. Here it is. You think they would give me a show? I don't have half the shit motherfuckers like this say. But the idea that I'm more balanced, like I'll give you a perfect example. Majority of the black YouTubers and YouTube videos, we still say, yo man, we ain't talking about all. Given our history in this country, our family history, black folks should hate every white person on the planet. But we don't. Because we know it's not fair to accuse an entire group of people of being something they're not. No, I can comfortably say this motherfucker's a racist. I'm confident. Black Lives Matter, we're going to deal with you punks. That's a threat. These motherfuckers make threats in public, and then when they get caught, oh, I didn't say that. That's not what I meant. You say something not as dangerous or hateful as or don't say any hateful at all. They got you behind bars. One of these days, white Americans, not black Americans, white Americans, going to stand up and say, Joe Walsh, your time of hatred is the reason why we're always in this position. That brother, that lead shooter that shot those cops yesterday, he's a result of y'all racism. This motherfucker was talking about we should do this with black folk. Black should say this, blah, blah, blah. But this man can't take care of his own responsibilities. One of these days, we as black people are going to say enough is enough. Look, you ain't got to run for office, but you can't vote your interest. You can use your dollars big time. You find out who's advertising this guy's radio station. You can find out, you can flood his call, troll them like they troll us. Make some threats to his ass and see how he shits bricks. What if black folks start getting his number and call radio station saying we gonna do something hard for you? This motherfucker gonna call me. They're threatening me. Niggas are threatening me. I don't know what to do. These motherfuckers, a lot of them are first, second, maybe third generation American. We've been here 5, 6, 7 generations or more, and we still get called everything else but American, and we have our lives straightened every day. But when these motherfuckers thought the world was going to end on 9/11, they like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? This motherfucker made a threat to the President of the United States and black folk. He wasn't just talking about Black Lives Matter, but he was making a threat to black folk. Whether I'm black, with Black Lives Matter or not, whether you with them or not, we're still talking about our people's issues. So that's a threat. So you threaten the black community, my friend. And I'm being sarcastic when I say my friend, so anybody don't get the wrong idea, because some people out here do not understand sarcasm. This motherfucker is dangerous. He's not but a male version of Sarah Palin. Excuse me, folks. He's not but a male, but see, he don't have tits. He don't play into a fucking fantasy. See, people, we watch Sarah Palin and people like them irrelevant females like that because people want to fuck them. They got a fantasy. If John was Joni Walsh, all airtime in the world. Will we ever get rid of racism? We could if we want to. But it won't happen in my lifetime. A lot of these motherfuckers ain't never lived around black folk. And they got hatred for us. I don't know what more I can say about this motherfucker. Because everything I want to say will could land me in jail.